Hello, my name is Jaydon, and this week we're talking about our coming out stories. My actual coming out as transgender happened really fast, and it was not really eventful, but everything that led up to it was. My 8th grade year, I fell for a girl, and before that, I never identified as anything other than a straight female. So I came out as lesbian, and I lived like that until my sophomore year. In between then, I started experimenting with guys' clothes because I felt extremely uncomfortable in women's clothes, and my mom didn't like that very much. So I just kind of tried my best to be girly and ignore the feeling of wanting to wear guy clothes, and I just did what she wanted because I wanted to make my mom be happy. But my sophomore year, I fell into a really deep depression. In fact, January of 2015, I believe, I attempted suicide. Thankfully, I failed. But when, in the moment, I was writing notes, and my mom later on ended up finding those notes, and I was sent to an inpatient psychiatric hospital. So I was there for a week. And while I was there, I actually got misgendered once, and that was the first time, or it wasn't the first time that I'd gotten misgendered, but it was the first time that it felt right. I don't know, because being in the hospital was the first time that I was separated by gender, that I was like on the girl side, other than in gym locker rooms, but I thought I was only uncomfortable there because I was the only out lesbian and there was naked girls all around me. But being separated by gender really made me feel extremely uncomfortable. So that was the first time I started kind of questioning these feelings of wanting to be masculine. Why was that making me uncomfortable? So when I got out of the hospital, and I'm extremely thankful for this because I believe if it wasn't for this little girl that I probably wouldn't be out. My best friend's little sister was struggling with what I was struggling with, and she came out as trans. She was born male, and her coming out, I didn't even know transgender was a thing. I didn't know that was an option. So when she came out, it was kind of like the missing puzzle piece for me. So hearing her say that she was born male, but she feels female, and she wants us to call her Rose and use she pronouns, it was like, whoa, I didn't know I could do that. So I told a few of my closest friends, and when they switched and started calling me he and Jay, it was like I just got this sudden burst of confidence and happiness. So I knew that was right. And usually, like, when I came out as lesbian, I always like doubted myself because I don't know. But when I came out as trans, or when I started telling them that, I didn't have any doubt in my mind. It just felt so right. I know most trans people, like Rose, know very early on. She knew when she was 2 years old. I didn't know that. But when I finally told myself, like, yes, I'm male, I felt so comfortable. And so I decided to tell my mom. I was scared to tell my mom because when I came out as lesbian to her, she was supportive, but she said, I'm okay with you being gay, but you're a girl. So having to tell her that I'm not her daughter anymore was scary for me because I didn't want to lose her, because my mom is like my best friend. She told me she needed a few days to take it in, and she did. We didn't speak or really see each other for like 3 days, and then she called me into her room and she apologized because she did research and she tried her best to understand it, and now she's my biggest support. I don't know what I'd do without her. I told my dad, and he was supportive, really indifferent. He could care less. He just wants me to be happy. his side of the family is not supportive. My mom's side is very supportive. I have 3 sisters who are extremely supportive also. So I had a really amazing coming out experience. Very shortly after I came out, I started dating the girl who I'm still with a year later. So she's the first girl that I've dated as their boyfriend, which feels amazing. But that's pretty much it to my coming out story. Like I said, the actual coming out part wasn't very eventful. It was everything before it. But that's it. I don't know what we're talking about next week. So, bye.